crime and keeping our employees, America's mail stream, and most importantly, the public safe. Under the Transformational Delivering for America plan, the Postal Service has strengthened its commitment to connect the nation and ensure the sanctity of the mail stream. Unfortunately, a recent surge in mail theft and violent attacks on our letter carriers has threatened this connection. That's why the Postal Service and the Postal Inspection Service have been amplifying their efforts recently through Project Safe Delivery, a joint initiative to combat mail-related crimes, protect our letter carriers, safeguard the nation's mail, and keep the public safe. Today we're going to hear from Brooke Robinson, a U.S. Postal Inspector and Public Information Officer with the United States Postal Inspection Service. He'll share tips on how to prevent the latest phishing, smishing, and brushing scams, best practices on how consumers can protect themselves from common fraud attacks, and how Project Safe Delivery is making a difference here in Salt Lake City and across the nation. Under Delivering for America and through Project Safe Delivery, we're taking an aggressive steps to make the delivery of mail and packages more secure and reliable. It is our sincere hope that with your help, we can amplify the information shared here today and help consumers in Salt Lake City avoid falling victim to some of these scams and fraud attacks. Before I hand things over to Inspector Robinson, I want to highlight how the Project Safe Delivery program fits into the Postal Service's overarching plan to strengthen and transform the organization. The 10-year Delivering for America plan is a $40 billion investment aimed at modernizing and revitalizing the Postal Service to create a high-performing, financially stable organization capable of serving this nation for generations to come. This transformation is about more than just delivering the nation's mail and packages faster, reliably, and more affordably. It's about building and maintaining the nation's trust, keeping our employees safe, and providing the American public with the world-class service they expect and deserve. We will hold a brief Q&A session following the presentation, where we will be happy to answer any questions you may have. Now please join me in welcoming U.S. Postal Inspector and Public Information Officer, Mr. Brooke Robinson.
Thank you, Sherry. Good morning, everyone. As she said, my name is Brooke Robinson. I'm a U.S. Postal Inspector and Public Information Officer, the United States Postal Inspection Service. For those unfamiliar with the U.S. Postal Inspection Service, we are the nation's oldest federal law enforcement agency, and this year we will be celebrating our 250-year anniversary. 250 years of protecting the mail, the U.S. Postal Service, customers, and employees. It is the mission of the U.S. Postal Inspection Service to do just that: support and protect the U.S. Postal Service and its employees, infrastructure, and customers, enforce the laws that defend the nation's mail system from illegal and dangerous use, and ensure public trust in the mail. In line with our mission, our goal is to keep the American public safe. We enforce more than 200 federal laws and investigate crimes that have a nexus to the U.S. mail. Specially trained postal inspectors work diligently to develop cases and prevent crime here in Utah, across the country, and globally. I'm going to give an overview on the key aspects of Project Safe Delivery by highlighting some of the impactful outcomes of combating postal-related crimes, by providing tips on how to avoid mail-related theft and scams, and discussing developments and innovations being used to combat criminal activity. In direct response to increased reports of letter carrier robberies and threats to the U.S. mail stream, the U.S. Postal Service and the U.S. Postal Inspection Service launched Project Safe Delivery in May 2023. This initiative is a joint effort through which we are working tirelessly to combat mail theft, enhance security measures, and ensure that every piece of mail is delivered safely to its intended recipient. Project Safe Delivery has allowed us to bolster our efforts to support the safety of our employees while protecting the mail. Under Project Safe Delivery, there has been a 27% decrease in letter carrier robberies. we have seen a significant increase in the number of arrests for mail theft and letter carrier robberies, 2,400 since 2023. In 2024 alone, we made more than 1,200 arrests for mail theft. These arrests represent not just a victory in enforcement, but also a step toward deterring future crimes. USPS also surges national resources to hard-hit areas of crime. These surges allow for a concentrated effort to address mail theft and robberies. So far, we have completed 12 of these surges across the nation. I myself have traveled to a few of these. The result of the surges done thus far has led more than 1,300 investigative actions, which supported dozens of arrests. A major priority of Project Safe Delivery is education. This includes educating postal employees, customers, and law enforcement partners on how to protect the mail, employees, and customers through outreach programs. At the Inspection Service, our outreach programs have reached over 169 million addresses nationwide, served by 34,000 post offices, empowering residents and businesses with the tools they need to protect the mail. Simple mail theft prevention tips include properly retrieving your mail regularly, not leaving delivered mail and packages unattended, avoiding leaving checks in your mailbox overnight, holding mail at the local post office if you're going out of town, signing up for informed delivery, and keeping an eye out for your letter carrier and report suspicious activity to 911 or the U.S. Postal Inspection Service. Simple mail fraud prevention tips include: don't share financial information with anyone you don't know and don't trust. Don't be pressured into making immediate decisions when entering into a contest, making a purchase, or giving a donation. Do your due diligence. Check out companies, businesses, and individuals as best you can before sending funds. The USPS website has a lot of educational materials available. As Sherry mentioned, I do want to speak briefly about phishing emails and smishing text messages. Customers might receive an email or text message about a package delivery or unpaid online postage charges, usually with the subject line "delivery failure notification." These phishing emails and smishing texts appear to be from the U.S. Postal Service, but they are not, and you should not interact with them. USPS does not send unsolicited text messages. You have to sign up using the parcel's tracking number first. USPS text messages never include links. Don't click on any links. Treat your personal information as if it were cash. Think before you send it away. You can forward USPS-related spam emails to spam@uspis.gov. Spam spells out 7726. That's where you will forward your smishing text messages. If you get those text messages, forward it to 7726. Spell spam. I also want to speak briefly on brushing scams. These scams occur when a customer receives unsolicited packages containing low-cost items like household goods. The goal is to inflate product reviews or sales rankings. If customers receive brushing packages, it is important to report them to us, the Inspection Service, and make a plan to review and protect your personal data. If you receive an unsolicited item, you may keep it, throw it away, or return to sender. I want to draw attention to the work our organization has undertaken to combat a recent uptick in romance scams. These scams often start online, but frequently escalate to requests for personal identifying information, money, and valuables to be sent through the mail. Romance scams lead to devastating financial and emotional losses for victims. To protect themselves from these scams, it is important for postal customers to be cautious of online relationships that escalate quickly, especially if the individual avoids in-person meetings or video calls. Customers should never send money, gift cards, or personal information to someone you have not met in person. If a USPS customer suspects a scam, cut off communication immediately and report the situation to us, the inspection service. We are also seeing an uptick in counterfeit stamps. Remember, purchase your postage from a United States Post Office or one of the many approved vendors licensed by the Postal Service. Purchasing outside of these official and established vendors could render your packages or gifts returned to sender for counterfeit postage. A large discount is always a red flag. We've seen advertised discounts of up to 40 to 50% postage stamps. Those are pretty much always counterfeit. Some large retailers may provide very small discounts on postage stamps, but this is through a resale agreement with the Postal Service. Innovation is also a key part of our strategy. As an organization, we utilize advanced forensic technology to track and analyze criminal activity, which has helped us solve cases faster and with greater accuracy. The continuous development and application of data analytics to mail theft cases, financial cases, and violent crimes is critical to identifying real-time emerging trends, gathering investigative intelligence, and allocating and deploying investigative resources. We use cutting-edge technology that includes utilizing the dark web and encrypted messaging applications when doing casework and solving crimes. Under Project Safe Delivery, we have increased rewards for information leading to the identification, arrests, and subsequent prosecution of those responsible for postal crimes. For information leading to the identification, arrest, and prosecution of those who commit robbery of a letter carrier, we now offer a reward of up to $150,000, up from just $50,000. For information leading to the identification and arrest and prosecution of those who steal U.S. mail, we offer a reward now for $100,000, up from $10,000. Postal inspectors are sharing reward information in new ways, including social media. We now feature a Wanted Wednesday social media series, sharing video and reward information. If you don't already, follow us on Facebook, X, YouTube, Instagram, and we also have a podcast called Mailin' It. MALIN'. As we look ahead further into 2025, our goals remain ambitious. We will continue to work with our local, state, and federal law enforcement partners to relentlessly investigate crimes with the postal nexus and obtain justice for victims. We will continue to help inform and empower the public by leveraging our social channels, website, and media contacts to amplify education to the public and provide resources where needed. Please take some time to visit us at USPIS.gov and look at the educational information available. By the end of this year, we aim to enhance further our technological capabilities to combat postal crimes like mail theft, mail fraud, and violence against postal employees. If you see something suspicious, let us know. You can report it to us at USPIS.gov or call our 24/7 hotline 877-876-2455. All of us postal inspectors, we rotate weeks where we work 24 hours and we get calls in the middle of the night and we will respond. For more than 2.5 centuries, the Postal Service and the Postal Inspection Service have been a cornerstone of connection for our nation, delivering to every home and business across urban centers, rural landscapes, and everything in between. Protecting this legacy is not just our job, it's our responsibility. Thank you for your time, your interest, and attention. At this time, I'll turn things back over to Sherry, who will guide us through the Q&A session. Thank you.
Thank you, Brooke. Now we'll open it up for any questions.
What's the most common scam, and is there a particular demographic most at risk?
I think one of the most common things, as you all know, I get these texts also, is the text that I owe money for a parcel that's been received. And that's something that's just something that's coming from out of the country. Romance scams is really a big thing right now. and it's affecting the elderly, the people who are living alone. I've had to do a lot of cease and desist orders with these people to stop sending money to these people who say they're in love with them, and it's heartbreaking. I've broken a few hearts showing the people who they're really talking to.
Does anyone else have a question? Yes, Dara.
We have a number of that reported in the state.
I don't really have statistics as far as a number of crimes, but I can tell you that with the media help and the public assistance with crime has gone way down. We had a letter carrier robbery in 2022, and because of a reward poster we sent out, we identified the 3 victims immediately, and it was very public about their indictment and their sentencing, and we really haven't had issues like that since then.
Because the rewards have been raised so much, what was the motivation for that? Was that because there's an increase in cases or just traffic histories?
We want to invest in public safety, and it was time to raise the reward and have more of an incentive for people to reach out to us and report people.
Are there any other questions?
Security for the employees, but how do you plan to make sure that postal carriers are secure as well?
And the question was regarding, yes.
Go back to the microphone, please. Thank you.
The question was regarding employee safety, and we've done a number of increases in safety in the buildings that we work at. Employees have to have identification and electronic access. We are now implementing 49,000 new collection boxes that have electronic openings, and by doing this, it will devalue the need to rob a letter carrier of the keys to enter the collection boxes.
Were there any additional questions? Well, we would like to thank you all for taking the time out to come to hear the presentation on the Project Safe Delivery. And thank you again, Inspector Robinson.
Oh, you're
Great
welcome.
job. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.